Moving on to the next exercise 1D and to the next topic, that is the international system of numeration. In the previous exercise we learned about the Indian system of numeration. In this exercise we learn about the international system of numeration. In both these systems I told you earlier that there is one thing common, that is a number is split up into groups called periods. So starting from the right, in the international system, the periods are called ones, thousands, millions and billions. Ones are then further split up into ones, tens, hundreds, thousands into thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions into millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions into billions, 10 billions and 100 billions. Here we limit our study up to billions only. So you all must be familiar with this thing, the tens have 10, hundreds, 20, thousands, 3, 10,000s, 4, 100,000s, 5, millions, 6, 10 millions, 7, 100 millions, 8 and billions, 9. Here you can see that 100,000s is equal to 1 lakh and millions is equal to 1 million is equal to 10 lakh, and here 10 millions is equal to 1 crore and 100 millions is equal to 10 crore and 1 billion is equal to 100 crore. Here I have taken up one number to write this numeral in the international system. Beginning from the right, commas are put after every 3 digits. Now, if in a question it has been asked you to write this number in words, you can easily assign the place value of each digit and then you can write this number in words. Here 4 is in which place? Ones, 7, tens, 9, hundreds, 1, thousands, 0, 10,000s, 5, 100,000s, 3, millions, 4, 10 millions, 6, 100 millions, 8 billions, 2, 10 billions. To write in words, how we'll write it? 28 billions, 643 millions, 501 thousands, 974. If there's a question that asks you to write the greatest 7-digit number having 3 different digits, since we have to write the greatest 7-digit number having 3 different digits, we'll pick up the 3 greatest digits. So what are the 3 greatest digits? 9, 8, 7. Out of the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, these 3 are the greatest digits. So I'll put 9 here, then repeating it as many times as I can, and then at last 8, 7. Here I have used all the 3 digits in this number, repeating 9 as many times as I can and then arranging the remaining digits in descending order. Similarly, if you are asked to write the smallest 7-digit number having 3 different digits, so what are the 3 smallest digits that you can pick up? 0, 1, 2. Out of all the digits starting from 0 till 9, these are the 3 smallest digits. So again you cannot place 0 here because then it will be a 6-digit number and not a 7-digit number. We cannot place 0 here, so I can place 1 here and then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 and here 2. Now moving on to the next exercise and the next topic, that is use of numbers in everyday life. We all know that numbers are used immensely in our everyday life, such as for measuring the length of a small object as pencil, or even for measuring the length of a large object, to find out the distance between 2 given places, to find out the weight of an orange, the weight of a ship or the weight of anything, to find out the amount of juice in a glass and the amount of water in a lake. So for all these things, numbers are used. Small lengths are measured in millimeters, that is represented as mm, and centimeter as cm, while larger lengths are measured in meter and kilometer. Now meter is the standard unit of length and we define it as 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter. This you must have studied in your previous classes also, that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter. Now we know that 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeter. Therefore 100 centimeter will be equal to how many millimeters? 100 into 10, that is 1000 millimeter. So 100 centimeter is equals to 1000 milliliter. So 100 centimeter is equals to 1000 milliliter. Eventually 1 meter is equals to 1000 millimeter. Also we know that 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter. Now we know that 1 meter is equals to 1000 millimeter. Therefore 1000 meter is equals to how many millimeters? 1000 meter into 1000 millimeter. That is 10 lakh millimeters. So these were the units of length. To measure the length of any object we use these units. Now similarly, to find out the weight of any object we use different units such as gram, milligram, kilogram. So we all know that 1 gram is equals to 1000 milligram and 1 kilogram is equals to 1000 gram. Now we know that 1 gram is equals to 1000 milligram. So 1000 gram will be equals to how many milligrams? 1000 into 1000. So 1 kg is equals to 10 lakhs milligram. Now for capacity or volume, what units we use? Liter, milliliter and kiloliter. Similarly here also 1 liter is equals to 1000 milliliter and 1 kiloliter is equals to 1000 liter. So we know that 1 liter is equals to 1000 milliliter. So 1000 liter will be how many milliliters? Will be equal to how many milliliters? 1000 into 1000. So 1 kiloliter is equals to 10 lakhs milliliter. Now moving on to the word problems. Here I'll be solving a few questions for you and the rest you have to do it by yourself. So the first question says that how many milliliters are there in 17 kilometer? Here we know that 1 kilometer is equals to 10 lakhs millimeter. Therefore 17 kilometers will be equal to 17 into 10 lakh milliliters, that is 170 lakh millimeters. Now the next question says that 12 drums of milk have 84 liters of milk in them. Find the capacity of 1 drum in milliliters. So it is already given in the question that 12 drums of milk have how many liters of milk in them? 84 liters. Therefore 1 drum will have how many liters in it? 84 upon 12, that is 7 liter. Now you have to find out the capacity of 1 drum in milliliters. So we know that 1 liter is equals to 1000 milliliter. Therefore 7 liter will be equals to 7 into 1000, that is 7000 milliliter. Now the next question says that a vegetable vendor has 3.5 kilograms of onions, 5 kg of potatoes, 2 kg of tomatoes and 1.5 kg of cauliflower. What is the total weight of the vegetables in milligrams? You have to find out the total weight of the vegetables. That means you have to add all these figures. After adding all these figures you will get the total weight of the vegetables, but that you will get in the unit kilogram. From that you have to convert it in milligrams and that will give you your answer. The next question is that the Delhi Development Authority built 63,85,196 flats in 2010 and 23,48,967 flats in 2011. How many flats in all were built in the 2 years? You have to find out that how many total flats were built in these 2 years. So what you have to do, you have to simply add these two figures and then you will get your answer. Here question number 5 is same as question number 4. You have to find out the total number of candidates who appeared for the examination in these 4 years. So you have to simply add all these 4 figures and then you will get your answer. Moving on to the next question. The number of scooters produced in a year was 25,43,163, and out of these how many were sold? 16,43,078. So you have to find out how many scooters were still left to be sold. So you have to simply subtract this from this and you will get your answer. Now the next question is, a garment factory sold goods worth 8,23,566 rupees in the month of March. The sale proceeds for the first 2 weeks were 2,03,456 and 1,93,234 rupees. What were the sale proceeds of the last 2 weeks? So it is already given in the question that the total sale proceeds in the month of March is how much? 8,23,506. And in the first week, the goods that were sold were for rupees 2,03,456, and for the next week, for the second week, 1,93,234. So the total sale proceeds for the first 2 weeks will be, we'll add these two figures and then we'll get 3,96,690. Now you have to find out the sale proceeds of the last 2 weeks. What we'll do, sale proceeds of the last 2 weeks will be equal to the total sale proceeds of the first 2 weeks subtracted from the total sale proceeds. This we have done, we have subtracted these two figures and then this will be the total sale proceeds of the last 2 weeks. Now the next question says that a milk depot sells 657 liters of milk every day. How much milk will it sell in 1 year? So in 1 day, how much milk he is selling? 657 liters. So you have to find out that how much milk he sell in 1 year. We know that 1 year is equals to 365 days. So in 1 day he is selling 657 liters. So in 365 days he will be selling 365 multiplied by 657 liters. You have to multiply these two numbers and then you will get your answer. So the next question is, now 3,16,160 people visited a park in 256 days. How many people visited the park in 1 day? So total number of people who have visited a park in 256 days is how much? 3,16,160. So in 1 day obviously less people would have visited the park. So 3,16,160 divided by 256, this much number of people would have visited the park in 1 day. Now the next question is same as question number 9. Question number 14th is, at a rock concert there were 5,500 spectators, out of which 750 were invites who were given free tickets. The total collection from the sale of tickets was 5,93,750. What was the cost of one ticket? You have to find out the cost of one ticket. So I have solved this question for you. So it is already given in the question that total number of spectators were 5,500 and out of which 750 were the people who were given free tickets. So number of people who paid for tickets would be 5,500 minus 750, that is 4,750 were the number of people who paid for the ticket. And it is also given that total collection from 4,750 people is how much? 5,93,750. So collection from one person would be how much? This divided by this, that is rupees 125. Now moving on to the next topic, that is Roman numerals. Under Roman system, a different set of symbols are used to represent the numerals. There are 7 basic Roman numerals. These are the symbols and these are the numbers. So 1 is represented by I in Roman number system, and 5 is represented by V, 10 by X, 50 by L, 100 by C, 500 by D, and 1000 by M. But these days the letter K is used as a symbol for 1000. Thus 5K denotes the number 5000. Now in place of M, what is used these days? K. Letter K is used to represent 1000. In the Roman system of numeration, there are some rules that you have to keep in your mind. So the rules are: rule number 1, when a letter is used more than once, we add its value each time to get the number. Here you can clearly see that I is appearing 3 times. That means more than once, and we know that I represents 1. So we'll add 1 3 times, because how many i's are there? 3 i's are there. So each time we add its value to get the number. Here also you can see that x is appearing 3 times, that is more than once. So we add its value to get the number. X represents 10, 10, 10. So we'll add these values and we'll get the number. Here also you can see that C is appearing 2 times, that is more than once. So we'll add the values to get the number. Here there are 2 things that you have to note down. The first is the same symbol is not repeated more than 3 times together. Here you can see that no symbol is repeated more than 3 times together. Okay. And the second thing, that the symbols V, L and D are never repeated. Here you can see there is no V, no L and no D. So these symbols V, L and D are never repeated. These symbols like I, X, C, M, these can be repeated, but not more than 3 times together. Says that when a symbol of smaller value is written to the right of a symbol of larger value, its value gets added to the value of the larger symbol. Here you can clearly see that a symbol of smaller value is written to the right of a symbol of larger value. We know that V represents 5 and I represents 1. So symbol of smaller value is written to the right of a symbol of larger value. So in that case its value gets added. 5 plus 1 is equals to 6. Here also X represents 10 and I represents 1. Symbol of smaller value is written to the right of symbol of larger value. So again their value will get added. Here also X represents 10, 10, 10. V represents 5, I 1. Symbols of smaller value are written to the right of symbol of larger value. So here also their value will get added. Now rule number 3 says that when a symbol of smaller value is written to the left of a symbol of larger value, the smaller value is subtracted from the larger value. For example, V is written here and we know that V represents 5 and I represents 1. Here a symbol of smaller value is written to the left of a larger value. So in that case the smaller value is subtracted from the larger value. Again you can see here I represents 1, X represents 10. I is a symbol of smaller value and X is a symbol of larger value, and symbol of smaller value is also written to the left of a symbol of larger value. So the values will get subtracted. The smaller value is subtracted from the larger value. These are also some rules that you have to keep in your mind. For example, first is V, L and D are never subtracted. V means 5, L means 50 and D means 500. So these are never subtracted. Second is I can be subtracted from V and X only. X can be subtracted from L and C only, and C can be subtracted from D and M only. Thus I or V is never written to the left of L or C. L is never written to the left of C. Let us move on to the questions now. The first question is that write the following in Roman numerals. Here I have taken one number, 52. So 52 could be written as 50 plus 2, and we know that 50 is represented by L and 2 is represented by double I. Just now we discussed there's one rule that when a symbol of smaller value is written to the right of symbol of larger value, its value gets added to the value of the larger symbol. So here we have added the values, and this is the Roman representation of the number 52. Understood? Now next question is 44. Now again 44 could be written as 40 plus 4. We know that 4 is represented by IV and 40. How can we write 40 in Roman numerals? 40 could be written as 50 minus 10, and 50 is represented by L, 10 is represented by X. Again we remember one rule that says that when a symbol of smaller value is written to the left of a symbol of larger value, the smaller value is subtracted from the larger value. 10 which is smaller value, 50 which is larger value. Now 10 is written to the left of larger value, that is 50. When this is done, then we subtract the smaller value from the larger value. So 40 could be written as XL and 4 as IV. Adding the values, we'll get the Roman representation of the number. Now moving on to the next question. Write the following in Hindu-Arabic numerals. Now Roman numerals are given to you and you have to convert these Roman numerals in Hindu-Arabic numerals. Here I have taken one example. We know that X represents 10, L represents 50, V represents 5. Now look at these two numbers. You remember one rule that says that when a symbol of smaller value is written to the left of a symbol of larger value, the smaller value is subtracted from the larger value. This symbol is of smaller value and this symbol is of larger value, and this symbol of smaller value is written right to the left of the symbol of larger value. So smaller value will get subtracted from the larger value, that is 50 minus 10, which is 40. So XL here represents 40. Now we have 40 with us, and now as we know that XL represents 40 and V represents 5, we know that when a symbol of smaller value is written to the right of a symbol of larger value, its value gets added. V is a symbol of smaller value and XL is a symbol of larger value. So their value will get added and we'll get the required number. Now let us look at the next question. LXXVI. We know that L represents 50, X represents 10, again X represents 10, VI represents 6. Here you can see that the values are arranged in descending order, that means greatest to smallest, and the symbol of smaller values are written right to the symbol of larger values. X is a symbol of smaller value and it is written to the right of symbol of larger value, that is 50. Again here you can see that VI is a symbol of smaller value that is written to the right of symbol of larger value, that is 10. So what we do in that case, we add up the values. So 50 plus 10 plus 10 plus 6, the answer is 76. I hope you have understood all the concepts given in chapter 1 and also how to solve a particular question. So try solving all the exercises at your home by yourself and have a good day.